You know who you are by year of birth, tiger, monkey, or perhaps the noble dragon. Billions of people around the world check their lives against these signs, believing in an ancient, almost fairy tale system that influences partner choice, wedding dates, and even business decisions. But have you ever wondered that your character, your strengths, and even your failures are the result of a great race built on cunning, lies, and manipulation? Today, we'll find out why the kind dragon ended up near the back, how the tiny rat pulled off the perfect crime, and why, in most versions of the legend, the cat never made it into the zodiac at all. Imagine a time when the world was still young, and people had no way to measure years. Days turned into nights, seasons followed one another, but time slipped through fingers like sand. The Jade Emperor, supreme ruler of the heavens, looked down at the chaos below and decided mortals need order. He announced the creation of a great calendar where each year would bear the name of an animal. But how to choose the worthiest among thousands of creatures? The decision came in the spirit of the ancient gods: hold a great race. Whoever crosses the finish line at the heavenly gates first will forever write their name into history. News of the race spread like wildfire through the world. Animals of every kind, from tiny insects to mighty predators, began to prepare, training body and mind. But the path to the emperor's palace was harsh. Dense forests, steep mountains, and finally, the main trial. A wide, full-flowing river with furious current where waves roared like angry spirits. It was here, on the riverbank, that the fate of the Eastern Zodiac was decided. Back then, the rat and the cat were best friends. Clever, cunning, full of ideas, but both knew they were terrible swimmers. While other animals relied on muscle, these two decided to team up. They approached the ox, the strongest and kindest creature in the forest, known for endless endurance and loyalty. The rat, using all her charm and sweet words, convinced the ox to carry them across the river. The rat promised to sing wonderful songs along the way so the journey wouldn't feel boring. The ox, with his huge heart and infinite patience, agreed, never suspecting the trick. But when they reached the middle of the river, where the current was fiercest and water lashed like whips, the rat made a choice that changed the world forever. The thirst for first place proved stronger than friendship. With a sharp push, the rat shoved the cat straight into the raging water, while her former friend fought for life in the icy waves, clawing desperately at the air. The rat calmly sat on the ox's head, pretending nothing had happened. And just as the ox was about to step onto the shore, the rat leapt from his ear and crossed the finish line first. The Jade Emperor was impressed by the sharpness of the rat's mind and her strategic thinking, so she became the first sign of the zodiac. The ox, who honestly did all the hard work, came second. From that day on, the cat and the rat became sworn enemies. That was the price paid for a place in the calendar. Third came the tiger, breathing heavily, battling the current. He was sure of victory, relying on powerful paws and untamed energy. But even his fierce strength barely overcame the river's force, where waves knocked beasts off their feet and wind lashed their faces. The emperor honored his power and courage. Third place. Next appeared the rabbit. He couldn't swim, but his strategy was different. Agile and cautious, he hopped from stone to log, risking a fall into the abyss every second. At one moment, he nearly perished, slipping on wet wood, but caught a drifting log and miraculously reached the shore. Fourth, proof that cunning can defeat strength. Then the sky darkened. A huge shadow of wings swept over the earth. It was the dragon,
the only one who could fly, his scales glittering like precious gems. Everyone expected him to come first, but he arrived only fifth. When the astonished emperor asked what delayed him, the dragon's answer revealed his true nature. He stopped to bring rain to people dying of drought in a distant village, and right before the finish, he saw the drowning rabbit and blew a gust of wind to help him reach the bank. The emperor called the dragon the noblest of beings, but the rules of the race were strict. Kindness cost him the golden podium. The race went on. The horse galloped at full speed, hooves thundering like drums. But right before the finish, the snake slipped out from under her hoof. She had cleverly hidden there. The horse, startled and frightened, reared back. Cunning Snake took sixth place, leaving Graceful Horse in seventh. Then something unusual happened. A raft arrived carrying the sheep, the monkey, and the rooster together. Instead of drowning each other, they united. The rooster's sharp eyes found the raft among debris. The monkey deftly cleared it of seaweed and trash. The sheep, with her calm mind, guided them through dangerous whirlpools. The emperor was so touched by their teamwork and mutual help that he gave them 8th, 9th, and 10th places, showing the value of cooperation in a world of rivalry. 11th came the dog, an excellent swimmer with powerful paws, but he was delayed because he simply couldn't resist playing in the cool water, diving after fish and splashing in the waves. His cheerful nature and carefreeness cost him a top 5 spot. And finally, just as the emperor was about to close the list, the pig appeared on the horizon. She got hungry on the way, stopped to eat plenty of juicy roots and fruits, and after eating, naturally, felt sleepy under the warm sun. She barely woke up in time to take the last 12th place, reminding us how simple pleasures of life can slow down ambition.
So, the circle of 12 animals was formed. But why does the cycle last 60 years, not 12? Here, Eastern higher mathematics comes into play. Each animal is an earthly branch, but they combine with 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Each element appears in masculine or feminine form, yang or yin. To go through all combinations of tiger or dragon in every element takes exactly 60 years. The race that began thousands of years ago has not ended. It continues in each of us when we make decisions, choose friends, build careers. We all carry echoes of that day on the great riverbank. And perhaps the most important thing in this horoscope is not the sign you were born under, but which animal you decide to be today. If you stood on that shore, would you push the cat into the water for eternal glory? Or are you the dragon, ready to lose your race to save someone's life? Your story is only just beginning.